Hello everyone, my name is Ilham Candra Purnama, and you can call me Ilham. I am one of the authors of this paper, and the paper title is Development of Android-based Counseling Application using Open Unified Process. So all of the authors here are from Universitas Indonesia. Me myself from Faculty of Computer Science, Fadan Hasmi and Mr. Petrus Mursanto too. Miss Imelda Ikadian Oriza is from Faculty of Psychology, Universitas Indonesia. Okay, let's begin now. So the outline of the presentation will be started from introduction, and then we will continue to literature review, and so on, and at the end will be conclusion. Okay, let's start with the introduction. Okay, let's start with the introduction. So there is a need to digitalize the counseling process in Faculty of Psychology, Universitas Indonesia, and we agree that the terms of online consultation specifically is chat-based. So it could be achieved in Android application, and we should finish this project in 4 months from February to May, uh, and we also use this development as our undergraduate thesis topics for me and my friend Fadan Hasmi. So we need an agile software development to accommodate these constraints, and still it will be should be well documented because it will be delivered to the stakeholders, and the stakeholder will like to read the documents to understand the products. Then for the literature review, we will start with Open Unified Process. So Open Unified Process is an open source subset of Rational Unified Process. We call it subset because Open Unified Process has quite much more smaller in terms of number of artifacts, roles, tasks, and activities. And since OpenUP is also an instance of unified process, it uses UML notation for its artifacts. While OpenUP consists of 5 disciplines, which is requirements, architecture, development, project management, and test. And what we could point out here is that OpenUP is aligned with Agile Manifesto. The first point, for example, collaborate to align interests and share understanding. And the Agile Manifesto says that individuals and interactions over process and tools. So both points emphasize in interactions between, well, you can say the developer team and the stakeholders. The second point, which is balance competing priorities to maximize stakeholder value, and the Agile Manifesto is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. So there should be some kind of collaboration between the developer team and the stakeholder to achieve a win-win solution for both sides. And then we go next for the Android. Then for the Android application, we use or adapt the MVVM architectural pattern, and the MVVM is an enhancement of MVC pattern. And we also use data binding mechanism to support the MVVM. So the data binding will support, so there will be much more less code to produce the boilerplate code with, so it will be increasing the readability. And then we use a WebSocket protocol to accommodate the chat services, and we also to accommodate that we also use the socket.io library. For the method, we will be implementing the unified process, which is 4 phase, start from the inception. So during the inception phase, we are implementing 2 iterations, and then the elaboration, we are implementing 1 iteration, construction 5 iterations, and the last transition consists of 1 iteration. The first phase of the implementation was inception. During the inception phase, we gathered the requirements from the stakeholders and then we document it into artifacts. We align vision with the stakeholder to know what kind of possible solution that could be achieved or produced. An example of the requirements documented are use case and solutions architecture. Both of them are examples of OpenUP's artifacts. As you can see at the right side, that is an example of the architecture. So the database connected with two APIs. The first at the left side is the Counselling core, which is Counselling is the name of the system, and the API serves as for the common requests such as getting list of clients, list of counselors, and then the Counselling WebSocket. The WebSocket handles only for the specific chat service. Both of the APIs are connected with two applications, which is client applications and counselor application. During the second phase of the implementation, which was elaboration, we explore core functionality to measure the risks, and we also explore the tech stack that we haven't used, such as the single sign-on integration. So we integrate the single sign-on from our campus, Universitas Indonesia, to our application. Of course, this was a development version, and we also integrate the chat services. We simulate it using socket.io, and then after we get an approval from the stakeholder that okay, this is quite good, and let's go, and we jump to the next phase, which is construction. The third phase, which is construction, is a main phase for the software development. So the core development of the solution will be implemented here. We develop each items based on each use cases that were produced in the two phases before. And there are two features or two use cases that we are considered core, aside from chat, of course, that there are view list and detail of counselors in client application and a schedule page in counselor application. The first one is so the client could see list of counselors and then go to the details and book some schedule. The second one, where counselor could manage their schedule, such as add a new schedule or remove a new schedule, and each iteration should produce executable build artifact. We could see that this is an artifact of OpenUP. For the Android application, it should produce an APK formatted file that could be executed to test the part that was produced in that iteration, part or feature. And so we come to the last phase of Open Unified process, which is transition. So during transition phase, we prepare the server for end-to-end testing, starts from login, book a schedule, doing consultation, all the way to writing a post-consultation report. So if there are any bugs, we fix it during this phase. And after we test it fully, we transition it to the stakeholder to be tested to the real participant, and if it is receive positive feedbacks, well, it could be used for real users. After we implement the Open Unified process and we produce the application, we are doing an evaluation from the OpenUP perspective. So all 17 artifacts, which could be seen in the tables based on 5 disciplines, are produced, and 15 out of 18 use cases are implemented, and 3 use cases that are unimplemented we consider it as low priority, so it doesn't affect the main functionality of the application, so people could still use the application without those 3 use cases. And then after we evaluate the Open Unified process perspective, we evaluate the Android performance. And for the evaluation of the Android application, we measure the performance using Android Studio built-in profiler for both apps. So there are three measurements: CPU, memory, and network, and you can see that the results. So these are the peak performances that are monitored by Android Studio profiler. And peak performances are, if I am analyzing it, it was mainly caused by image processing, such as uploading or downloading image. And so for the application based on the survey, so we have also tested the application to 30 participants, consist of postgraduate student, admin in the clinic, and lecturer of Faculty of Psychology, Universitas Indonesia. And we get 16 respondents of survey, and we could see that the graph shows quite a positive feedbacks in terms of user interface design and ease of interaction. Then we come to the evaluation for the backend service. So the backend performance test using Apache benchmark tool with the number of requests 900 and concurrency level 30. So all 900 requests succeeded with average time of 53.37 millisecond from request to response. As for the conclusion, OpenUP is an effective software development method for small to medium team, and various versions of OpenUP can be chosen from each time, or you could create a new one using Eclipse Process Framework Composer. Well, the application produced received positive feedbacks, and it also have quite a great performance. And this is the end of the presentation. Thank you.